Welcome back, hunters, to another episode of Helix's Wild Hunts. Today we will be doing an overview of one of the new elite monsters in the last update, the GONNGENN HERMITAUR. Now I say overview because, well, let's just say I've hit a wall with my current character, and in order to be able to defeat these new monsters, I need better gear. I'll have to spend some time upgrading and grinding for these, so probably won't be fighting these anytime soon solo, but hopefully this helps you guys out. Also, this motherfucker demolished me the few times I tried fighting it. Horrible deaths. However, I did manage to get plenty of information about it that can hopefully be of use to more capable hunters. Firstly, the GONNGENN HERMITAUR is a part of the Carapace family of monsters. It is the first unique subspecies of the Daimo Hermitaur available only in Monster Hunter Online. Don't let its familiar appearance fool you. This new monster packs a punch. If his giant crystallized claws were not an indication of that already, you will learn soon enough. The GONNGENN also has the title of Sunflower Shield Crab, and the name is quite evident by the glowing yellow crystals that have formed over top of its claws. With every swing and swipe, there is an interesting effect that shows up on the screen where everything darkens for a moment. I'm not sure if this was a graphical error, but it might also just be a part of the effect of this specific monster. It adds a unique flair while evading attacks and does take a bit of getting used to when you see it for the first few times. GONNGENN's armor set gives us a bit of insight in regards to his strengths and weaknesses. It has a high resistance to water and dragon element, however it's weak to everything else, especially fire. Now, I've only tried fighting with the longsword, and that didn't work out as well as I had hoped. Especially with the level of sharpness I have, it would still bounce attacks anytime it would come into contact with its claws. I'm assuming a good way to help break them would be punishing blunt hits like a charged hammer strike, or even using the shells and wyvern's fire from a gun lance, much like how you break the crystals off of the Akura Vashimu. Definitely recommend to have the Mind's Eye skill active in order to prevent this issue from occurring despite the level of sharpness you carry. Now, the GONNGENN has several attacks at its disposal. You will see similar attacks like the Daimo, but with variations and extensions to the length and range. We will take a look at its normal attacks and enraged ones as well. The first set is its 4-hit punch combo. It raises its right claw for a brief moment before lunging in a straight line, punching anything in its path. The last two attacks seem to cause the screen to darken. If players are just moving around it at close range, it'll also do regular single swipes either with its left or right claw. Attacking from behind will cause the GONNGENN to lunge backwards with its horn shell twice and cause high damage and knockback. The next is similar to the Daimo's Scissor Slash, however instead, the GONNGENN will lunge directly towards the player with a good amount of range if they are further away. If the attack is locked onto a closer player, it'll just try and do the move at that range. There's also a good amount of cooldown when it finishes this attack, perfect for allowing the player to land a few hits or complete a charged attack. Now if the player is attacking to its side, it will move in that direction and try to do a light swipe. I say light swipe lightly because the amount of damage it still manages to inflict is pretty high. Once in a while, it will try to guard itself, and if you happen to try to attack at this time, it will follow up with a powerful aerial jump and slam. The range of the Earthquake is also quite wide, so having tremor resistance can be quite helpful. Be aware that during its tunneling attack, the GONNGENN is quick and can follow up almost immediately, so doing a regular roll instead of a dive is recommended. Again, I failed to realize this during the battle, and it definitely caused me to cart a few times. Now, after attacking the GONNGENN for a while, it will enter its enraged mode, and it is signaled by it hitting its claws together and the yellow crystals lighting up. While enraged, there are several new variants to its attacks to look out for. The Scissor Dive is now followed up by an explosive burst that scatters ahead of the area the GONNGENN lands. His tunneling attack becomes more like the Diablos, where it arcs in a C shape before erupting from the ground in a direct line towards the player. This attack is usually followed up by locking on in the direction the player is with 4 explosive punches. All of the GONNGENN's normal swipes will now have the explosive crystal effect and add a bit of range to each swipe, so be aware of that. A new attack that shows up during Enrage is when the GONNGENN raises a claw and slams the ground twice, once with its right, then another with its left claw. This will send explosive crystal shards to the right and left of the claw hitting the ground. Here, it's possible to avoid if you roll to the opposite side of each slam. Now, the most dangerous attack the GONNGENN has while enraged is during its guard ability. If you end up attacking the GONNGENN during this ability, it will spin in a complete 360 circle, hitting anyone with its initial jump into the sky, then smashing to the ground, sending several exploding crystals in different directions. Being paralyzed with tremor here can cause a ton of damage with the follow-up explosions. I tried seeing which traps would work with the GONNGENN, and only the shock trap seemed effective. The pitfall trap has no effect. I did not attempt to see if these would work while enraged though. I also had no chance to try out flash bombs or sonic bombs, so if anyone knows if these work, please let me know. Unfortunately, during my attempts, the level of damage it was able to output ended in several carts in my defeat. I wasn't able to cause it to limp either, so I definitely recommend weapons with charge capabilities or ones that can ignore bouncing off of its claws. Alright, so that is the new Hermitaur Menace. I thought Elite Rajang was a challenge, and I wasn't even able to scratch this new monster. I'll hopefully have a chance to rematch it once I have the proper equipment to take it on. Until then, you win this round, Gongen. Please let me know if you enjoyed this overview / guide for the new Hermitaur. As always, I love hearing back from everyone. Also make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. I wish you all happy hunting, and I'll see you all on the next level!